everyone. Today we are going to have a conversation with Shiloh and Shasha. One of the reasons why we're going to do this is because I feel it's important to share with our community the updates about tech and about AI, and also to tell you guys what we're doing. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is we just launched something called Dork Study. Shasha, tell them what it's about.
Alright guys, so do you know character.ai? Well, unless you're living under a rock. I think everyone knows.
Everyone knows about it now.
Basically.
I didn't know what character AI was.
Alright, so if you don't know what character.ai is, it's basically a site where you can chat with characters, talk to them, like any of your favorite TV show characters. But not just TV show characters, it can be like literally celebrities.
And you can even make your own, but the catch is they're all AI chatbots.
Yeah. And actually, you can also call them too now. So.
You can?
Haven't you seen those pranks on TikTok where you can like, you call the characters and they talk back to you? It's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
So anyways, we made, you want to say something?
No.
So we made a site like that, but with a twist, it's for education.
Mm-hmm.
So every character, instead of like being an anime character or something like that, it's basically a tutor or a teacher you can talk to. So let's just say there's math teachers, English teachers, science teachers. If you want to learn about astronomy, it's there. If you want to learn about trigonometry, like every single kind of
history,
Spanish, English, everything.
Yeah, and you can basically talk to them. I'll ask them questions.
Right, so you can actually type chat or you can actually call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually call it tutors. Not an actual tutor, an AI tutor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of better, you know, in some ways. Right?
Yeah, because they're available 24/7 and they'll answer you if you don't know the answer.
Right, and we also have these tools like homework tools. Tell them about that.
So there is essay assistance where you can get help on your essays. There's homework helpers as well.
Homework
where
helper.
You can feed your homework to the AI and it can help you.
It'll walk you step by step by step on how to figure it out. Well, actually, you give it the problem, it works it out, but it'll show you step by step by step how it was worked out. Then there is the plagiarism checker. There is the grammar tools. There is another tool that helps you create an essay. There's just a lot of stuff. It's just a wonderful, wonderful tool. Now, this is the fun part. How did we make it?
So it kind of all came up with like a conceptual idea on what we wanted AI to be, because we were always like fascinated with AI.
Yeah.
But we really wanted to do something that not a lot of people have actually done.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Sasha, how did we get like the initial Dork Study?
You know what's
concept?
funny? I don't remember. Okay, so first I had the first idea. I don't even remember how we came up with the first idea. Like, when did how long have we been talking about it until we started doing it?
Yeah, and that's the great thing about what we're doing, why we're even having this conversation, because maybe you have an idea too, and you're wondering, wait, how do I actually like implement this?
Yeah, get it off the ground.
So this is how we had started thinking about creating a SaaS. And we were like, oh, so SaaS means software as a service.
Yeah.
So if you use, I don't know, Microsoft Word, if you use Canva,
Google Doc,
if you use CapCut, Google Doc, Final Cut Pro, Adobe, all of these things, Photoshop, all of these things are SaaSes. And so we were like, we should create one. In fact, let's do it now. And we're like, okay, now, how do we do that? Now, with AI, we knew that it would be easier than before. Shiloh has always been interested in coding, always.
Always been interested in coding, but let me tell you one thing, guys. It is one challenge to fully learn. You probably need like several years to like fully grasp it until you're ready to like start launching your own projects. But we wanted to launch things immediately. So with AI, that would really give us a huge boost, and really not even just a boost. It would literally be our main tool. So
yeah, to be honest, guys, nowadays with AI, you don't really have to know coding at all anymore.
You really don't need coding anymore if you're doing like websites and everything, or even just like basic software, because we're still like super early in AI, but even if we're early, AI can still do a lot of stuff. Like a bunch of websites are being published every single day, and they're all made just from AI. I'm pretty sure even a 14-year-old, like just like a random high schooler, can like start making AI websites just with AI. So
I mean, any website, not just AI websites.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I say AI websites, I mean websites specifically made with AI.
Right.
Yeah.
In general, so.
You don't have to know coding anymore to actually do a website at all. In fact, you don't even need to know coding to do really anything anymore.
Yeah.
Because with AI, you can actually just use natural language. So natural language would be the way that we're talking to you. So you go to a different site, you go to the chat bot that helps you, and you just say what you want, and it starts to create it right there.
Yeah.
And even if you're afraid of like AI like fully like replacing something, a lot of people use it as just assistance as well to assist them with their work. So even if you were a coder before, AI can still be used. Like it's not like something you can just dismiss, because a lot of people use AI for shortcuts,
Right.
for just like tedious stuff they don't really feel like doing anymore.
Right.
You know, it's still used for everyone, regardless of even if you learn, like even if you know how to do it already.
Right.
That's right. So, let's talk about AI, because I think that a lot of people just look at AI as just ChatGPT. When AI is
It
so,
goes
There's
much,
so much
more.
more.
So
People
much more.
have always been saying like how like people in the AI space, they always say how people like the regular bystander only thinks of ChatGPT as the AI,
Yeah.
and ChatGPT being everywhere. When really they don't know about like Claude, Grok,
Yeah.
maybe Gemini, Copilot, and a
Okay.
bunch of other of these AI chatbots. Like,
Okay, so let's actually go through it. There are, you guys, there's so many large language models. And now you're going, okay, what is a large language model? A large language model is like ChatGPT,
an LLM.
an LLM. So that's what we call it for short, an LLM.
Mm.
Now, everybody knows now ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But what are the other ones? Shiloh just listed them, so let's just go through some
Well,
of them.
second most popular right now is Claude.
Claude.
I would disagree because
But what's
like
the second most popular?
Gemini. Because
Gemini,
think about it.
True.
No one really downloads the Claude app per se.
True.
It's more so the website. And
Mm.
I also think Grok is third.
Well, Gemini forces us to use it because every time we type in something,
Yeah.
Gemini
And
pops
Gemini
up.
pops up with the AI, Google, and everything.
Right, so if you're on Google and you see at the top where it says, an AI, like if you're searching something and then something comes back with the AI involved, that's Gemini at the top of Google,
Then I would say
So-
third is Claude. That's the most popular.
right?
Grok,
Oh,
right?
Grok. You know
Grok,
what?
yeah, Grok.
Grok just replaced Claude actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Grok is amazing. Okay, I have to say a couple things about Grok.
yeah,
But Grok is amazing because you can send as many photos as you want, and it won't like get limited. Like it has great coding, so it's like humanized like Claude. Because Claude, there's always like a line. It's like a Disney World line. It's like the lines are great, but you have to wait for 3 hours, and it's so
And it's
limited.
really expensive.
Very expensive. In order to actually make the most, you have to have a subscription. And even with a subscription, you still can't send all the photos you want, and there's always a limit.
yeah,
So it's like Grok, and also Grok is definitely the way to go for sure.
Yeah.
right.
And
But
then
Claude is great
Yeah,
for like
Claude.
creative things.
Yeah, Claude is really great for like writing.
if
Right.
you are a coder, then Claude will definitely do it for you, because a bunch of these AI chatbots, regardless of the number of them, they don't actually like focus on the same things. A lot of them
Actually-
are from different things. Like, for example, Claude is more focused on coding more. Okay.
Actually.
Okay, all right. From your experience, you don't like Claude for coding, but a good amount of software engineers did disagree with your shots. Like, come on.
Boo.
Okay, but Gemini is more for like what?
Well, you know what? So with Gemini, you can use it through something called Google AI Studio.
Yeah.
And if you go to Google AI Studio, it looks a lot like ChatGPT, but the wonderful thing about that is that you can share your screen. So let's just say you don't know, just say you share your screen while you're using Canva. It can walk you through all the places you need to go to make your image look even better, or whatever presentation you're creating. Google AI Studio is a wonderful tool to learn how to use anything really on the internet, but it also helps you with coding and helps you with everything. But I would say that Google AI Studio is a winner with that one, because to be able to share your screen with the AI is like, that's tops.
There's also like a very niche one. I don't know if you know Perplexity. You know that
Yes, I actually was using Perplexity a couple days ago.
I actually had like a year-long free subscription with Perplexity.
Wow.
And I used it a bit, and it's actually really good at
Perplexity?
coming up with like the latest news and everything. It's like
Perplexity is like what Google should have been by this point.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it's like an AI search engine.
Yeah, it's an AI search engine, and every time it comes back with the result, like it comes back with videos, it comes back with like articles, it comes back with everything. So it's not just like, okay, here's a list of articles like Google, but it comes out with things that are like really, really, really relevant to what you're searching for, and things that you may want to explore because of your search.
Wow.
So it goes into other things. So let's just say if you're, I don't know, talk about chocolate. Let's say you're looking up chocolate and you're looking up recipes. It'll come up with videos for the recipes. It will scour the internet, match your videos that are the most closest to what you're looking for. And then it will also talk about like how to use chocolate, and then all the other things, what chocolate is really good for, all the other things that you could think about that you would want to know about, let's say, chocolate. So it's very, very, it's a very good tool. I think much better than Google. And even with Google, even having Gemini there, they really could have turned it into more of a Perplexity, honestly.
Exactly.
But they haven't done that.
See, Google and the rest go for more the chatbot style.
Yeah.
And they have like Google, because they're like, why would we replicate Google? But Perplexity is like, okay, we're going the search engine route. If you want information, Perplexity is there for just all your needs. And I've never seen it like not be updated on like the latest like news on something.
Yeah. So Perplexity is amazing.
Yeah.
What about DeepSeek? So have you guys heard about DeepSeek?
DeepSeek, you know, at this like in like March, I haven't really heard a lot from it now.
Yeah,
like,
it definitely was popular in February for sure when it popped out.
I think the reason why is because American companies, they more like push like Sonnet 3.7, GPT 4 point something.
DeepSeek got jumped when I tried to launch.
And then DeepSeek, all they did was release like R1, and it's huge by the way. If you wanted to run it locally on your computer, you would need like so much like graphics cards, and like people are like saying like, oh, it's so good and everything. But they don't fail to realize that if you run it locally on your computer, it gets like a very like distilled version of it. So it's not actually like...
Well, just use website then.
Yeah, I mean, but if you use the website though, then the servers go down all the time. So
annoying.
But what I do like about DeepSeek is that their thinking process with the AI. So whenever you input a prompt to the AI, with other chatbots before, they would just, say what they were going to say to you. But with DeepSeek,
it would actually show the thinking.
It would actually show the thinking process and what DeepSeek is thinking about the user and what it said. So, and then it outputs the thing that it says. So I think that was really cool. And then like Sam Altman, like the following week was like, oh, we have that too. We're about to release like
now who's Sam Altman?
He's a creator of OpenAI. So
basically like the Steve Jobs of it.
And what is OpenAI?
OpenAI owns ChatGPT. They made ChatGPT.
All right.
So
like
there's some context.
Google.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. Off topic, what is the difference between deep thinking and the thinking or the deep search? I don't understand.
Well,
because usually all these models have two different types.
Well, I think it's like it takes it to the next level. So what Shasha's asking about is like some of the models have a thinking model. Some of them have a deep research model.
But a lot of them don't have both though.
Yeah, and a lot of them have both. So thinking basically just shows you the step-by-step process of what the AI is actually thinking about whenever you query something in there. So it can, I've seen some funny thoughts that the AI has had. Like, for example, if I ask something that's kind of vague, one of the things that it says while it's thinking is, I'm trying to figure out what this user actually wants to know. So it's something that where you get to see the step-by-step process. It's not always necessary, but what I find though is that when you use the thinking on a model, usually you get better results because it takes like a step to just analyze once more what you're asking versus coming up with something like right away.
Right.
And I feel like you get better results. Deep research is when the AI now scours the internet, scours every single data set that it has to make sure that it's giving you the most relevant information. So you could use either or, you could use both, but either way, it gives you much better results. Is it always needed? No. Sometimes like you can go to like ChatGPT and be like, oh, help me with this caption. Like you don't really need deep research or thinking for it. You just, you just want to get it. So you have all these different uses that you can use it for.
Now, most of these AIs are used for like just chatting to you or just giving you information. But the AIs that actually like do stuff for you, I find a good subset of that is the coding ones, where it actually codes for you the whole website. And that's what we had to use for our websites, basically.
Are you talking about agents?
Basically, yeah. So there are these things called AI agents where they essentially produce code for you and they actually like put it together and they make a website for you that you can test out yourself, basically. And it's kind of like meta because you're like making a website within a website depending where you are.
Right.
So like if you're like on like Replit, there's this AI agent that you can use and you can code a website inside of the website. It's like really weird, but
it's like
that's how it works.
But
So-
you know, there's a lot of websites like that. There's like Get Lazy, there's Replit, and then there's a lot of other ones. But I want to say this, AI agents though also help you do a ton of other things.
Yeah.
And that's where AI is really going.
Mm-hmm.
We're going towards an agent. So, you know, people really haven't heard of that. If you're not in the AI world, you probably are like, what is that? Basically, it bridges what ChatGPT is right now to what like actually doing a task. So instead of just asking ChatGPT, oh, help me write this caption, an AI agent will not only write the caption, but it will actually post it for you.
Yeah.
That's what an AI agent will do,
Exactly.
and that's where we're going. In fact, the people who, no, they didn't make this, but there's another AI model coming out that we're already in the Discord waiting for the invitation
we haven't even
code.
talked about it yet.
I know. It's called Manus AI. That is like probably the first general bridge where you're going to have a ChatGPT-like website, not site, but AI model that basically acts as an agent. And so that's what we're waiting on.
I
because
cannot wait. Oh my goodness.
every single AI model, we try to see what uses we can put to it. We use the API. What's an API? So for people, do you guys know?
I do not know what an API is.
is like, it's kind of, see, I don't really know the full definition of it, but it's kind of like accessing like
It's accessing the model
the model
through other software. So, for example, Shasha is so funny because she's like, what is that? But we actually used it for Dork Study. So,
It has like an extension.
yes, so basically, if you want to create a website that actually uses AI, you can actually connect it to any of the models using something called their API. So, for example, if on Dork Study, we use the ChatGPT API, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Right.
And
So-
you get an API key that they specifically give you that you can't share anywhere else. And it's like specifically for what you're doing. So we have like API keys for Dork Study.
Right. So any website you create, you can actually incorporate AI tools using API, and you can just choose whatever model you want to use with it. You can use Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, whatever, but you can tailor it to whatever your website is for, utilizing the same technology. So that's what's really exciting. So that means you can also create your own AI websites.
Yep. It's exciting. And now with Manus, oh my goodness. I think we should talk about some of the features that's going to come out with Manus.
Okay, tell me.
Like the video games, you can create video games. And I don't know how long it's taking because people are just throwing examples on X, but I just called it X and not Twitter by default.
Wow, it's
That's
happening
crazy.
now. It's
Yeah.
happening.
So anyways, you can create video games, you can create apps, of course, you can, there are also some other uses, like if you're a realtor and you're looking for, I don't know, the best
Leads.
houses. Sorry, actually not just a realtor, but if you're looking for houses in a certain area, instead of having to search on Zillow for hours and hours, basically search it and they search for you, they find the best neighborhoods, they create courses in just a click of a button, so you don't have to type out anything, they even make the tabs and everything. Oh my goodness, it's just like endless.
Yeah, everything. It's
Oh my
like, yeah,
goodness.
there are so many uses for it. And you could do it still with the AI that we have right now. But like I said,
They actually do it.
that is like the bridge. That's like the agent right there, ready to do the task that you want. So that's what's really amazing. So what have we not covered with AI that you think that our audience, our community should know? Because one of the main reasons we're even doing this video is so that you guys know that this is something accessible to everyone. And that AI has a ton of uses beyond just using it as an enhanced Google on ChatGPT.
How about getting controversial?
Well, how controversial?
AI art.
Oh, I can't believe we
Yeah.
didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, that is
See,
that
That's controversial because
Uh-oh.
it's like a whole nother field of like differing opinions over AI art.
Yeah.
See, everyone can come to a consensus with like AI is great for like coding and it's good for doing like small tasks that you really like don't like really want to do. It's good for assembling schedules, it's good for assembling like lists of stuff. But it gets to a point when it starts getting to AI art. And this has been a differing opinion over so many people. It also kind of depends what social media you're on.
Yeah,
Because-
well, the thing is though, I see it everywhere on all the social medias.
Yeah, well, okay, so AI art on TikTok gets more of a positive feed because
Oh, no! But they get tricked though. When they realize it's AI, they get really mad.
not really, because like you know like those AI trends where like you
Those
another
are
person.
videos though. I'm talking about artists who use it.
Well, AI art is like kind of like synonymous with like AI videos. They're like kind of like the same thing.
Okay, let's get into it.
I see people praising the videos, not the art.
I don't even know why.
Like, one and the same
love
thing.
AI art to me is amazing. You can create anything with AI art. So everybody knows about Midjourney, but if in case you don't, Midjourney is like the place to go for art. Now you can go to Dolly, and you could go to Leonardo, and you could go to like several other ones, but Midjourney is like the OG.
Yeah.
And it is just an amazing tool. To me, I don't see the big deal and the controversy.
Well, yeah.
Because, any job is going to be replaceable in some way by AI. We just all have to just deal with it and master AI versus fearing it. We just have to master it.
But even so, there's always going to be a market for real people. Like, so I don't really see the fear mongering of having your job replaced because there's always going to be some people who want to see your art. So instead of like saying, oh, AI art needs to be banned, AI art needs to do this, there'll still always be a market for you and what you do. So I don't really see the need to like fear over it.
Right.
Because a lot of things are replaceable, but some people actually like, other stuff. So like, it's gonna like, there's gonna be two different markets for both.
Yeah,
I don't really see one going over the other. I just see having two markets.
We have to understand that in history, all throughout history, we have constantly been replaced by something.
Yep.
During the industrialized revolution, when machines replaced humans, there was a ton of people out of work. But guess what? There was a ton of people who hated their jobs. They were being abused in factories, and now they were being replaced by a lot of machinery.
Yeah.
And society kept evolving and kept moving forward. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, I was right at that edge where I grew up without the internet, and then all of a sudden we had the internet, and it was a completely different world. And I also remember when people were worried that Photoshop would somehow replace real photos. And now we're here with Midjourney. Midjourney is like, it's amazing. You can create any sort of picture. It could look as realistic as you want. It could look as old-fashioned as you want. It could look like 80s. It could look black and white. It could do anything that you want. But the issue is, though, can you master it? Just like an artist with a paintbrush stroke. Now it's about mastering the words to be able to get the result that you want each and every time. But now we're not even just dealing with photos. Now we're dealing with videos, AI, movies. So we have things like Sora. What we have, Google's Vio. What is it called again?
I think it's like Veil.
Veil. So, but Sora is like the one that's connected to ChatGPT. So if you want to make little short clips, and same way that you create photos, but you want to do it for movies, you just go to Sora, again, give it the prompt, and then boom, there's a little movie right there. Now, right now, they're not like 2-hour movies, they're just little clips, but it's going to get there. And right now, it's the time. Right now is the time for you to master it. Not fear it, but master it, because AI is just going to get better and better and better. And those that are left behind are just the ones that refuse to even to acknowledge that this is here and it's here to stay.
And the thing is, with AI and with AI progressing and everything, a lot of people think it's gonna be some trend. The same way, like a lot of things were, like with crypto, with what were they called? NFTs and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't really see AI ever being like a trend like that. I'm always gonna see it as like something that will like always like stay within like the internet. And because it's basically everywhere now. And I don't even think you can even like avoid it, even if you tried.
No, it's incorporated into almost every single thing we do.
I mean,
now, there you go.
There's so many things with AI now.
Now, with AI being everywhere, I won't deny that some uses of AI has been a little bit dystopian. For example, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people on Twitter now, and most accounts are just like full-on bots, just commenting everywhere, and you can like really notice it. They have like blue checks. They show up first on every on every reply. They steal tweets and everything, and it gets even more dystopian on Facebook as well, because I'm pretty sure Meta got caught making like full-on accounts that are just full-on AI profiles, AI bios, AI.
No,
AI
they didn't just get
replies.
caught though. They announced it. They literally announced it, saying they were doing that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the backlash was like so hard they toned it down a little. But still, I cannot scroll on Facebook without seeing some like a kid riding on a shark and saying, look at this kid go. And it's like obviously AI. Then everyone in the reply saying that's so cool is all AI. So
But you know what? That's the thing.
That's
you're
a
gonna
drawback,
develop.
yeah.
You're gonna develop though such a sharp eye for it. You're gonna know when something is AI.
Exactly.
Just because as humans we just know nuance. We know what's real, what's not. And it's just like when, phones came around, well, all of a sudden now we got telephone scammers,
Yeah.
And now with text, I constantly get a text about some toll I never even
Me
used.
too. I'm like, wait, was I going fast?
Right? Some UPS package I missed.
Like, okay.
okay.
I work for Amazon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of phone calls, do you remember like that when like AI was like first getting big, there was like a bunch of like calls of like people like mimicking their like loved ones'
Yes.
AI voice and
Oh,
everything.
Yeah.
That was AI, huh?
Yep.
That was
AI.
We didn't call it AI back then.
But with AI regulations and everything, I think a lot of this stuff will like just like die down and everything, because with the new innovation there comes a lot of rules and we're still really early.
Really early.
I am telling you guys this. We are in the DOS days of the computer of the AI world basically. It's the same way that the Macintosh first came out and the IBM PC versus computers now, to ChatGPT and AI then versus AI in like what, 30 years.
Guys, you would not even understand. When I was like growing up in the 80s and 90s, what I never thought that the companies back then would not be around like right now. Or if they are, I don't even know what they're doing, but like IBM, Xerox, Hewlett Packard, like what? I know we still have HP like printers and stuff, but like Honestly, this world continually changes, and this is why you don't need to be worried about it. You just need to just jump on it, and that's the whole point of this video, to let you know if we can understand it, if we're right there at the forefront keeping up with all of this, you can too, and you can utilize it for whatever you want to do, because there are other uses that we didn't even talk about, like Suno. So tell them about Suno.
Suno makes music for you. I see a lot of people actually using this. It's actually like really well known. You can basically make any song. If you want to make a song about your grandma, if you want to make a birthday song, if you want to make a music video, like any kind of music. They'll make it any category, rap, hip hop, classical, instrumental.
Anything. You could do a K-pop song about ice cream. Like anything that you want. It's the same thing as like every other thing that we're talking about. Like you go to Midjourney, make any photo you want. You go to Sora, you make any movie you want. You go to Suno, you make any music you want. That is how AI is there. But guys, AI is nothing though without your innovation, without your creativity, without your use case. It's just sitting there as a tool for you. Like what good is a hammer that's just laying there and you're sitting over here? Now, if you have like, you want to build something, you go and take that hammer and you use it. It's the same thing with AI.
At what point does this get to a point though? Because while we can make AI music, AI art and everything, would you visit a museum, like full on AI art, and like go into like a concert with like AI music and everything?
If it's good enough, sure.
The thing is, we go to concerts to see the person mainly, even more than the music.
But like,
so I don't know if I would go to an AI concert.
That's true. But
like for instance, I don't know if you know what VTubers are, or like
all
of them. People do go to those kind of concerts where it's like a virtual person singing.
Exactly.
So like, people are going to AI concerts.
I think that
Hasamiku.
What I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of these AI people are worried that it might get into IRL as well. Where I'm like, a lot of this is really gonna just stay online. So like, if you really are that bothered by AI, turn off your screen, go outside and just take a walk, because
a whole bunch of non-AI.
Because exactly, that's what I'm saying. For now, because AI might get into hardware. Because
I was going to talk about that.
Exactly.
What about the robots coming?
Exactly. So there is like an ongoing unseen war that is happening right now across like multiple different companies that is trying to make the perfect AI robot to launch. So like Boston Dynamics and Elon's robots and a bunch of other people are just single-handedly been making robots behind the scenes, while everyone is more focusing about the software AIs. So like Optimus Elon is working on that, I'm pretty sure, for like probably more commercial stuff, whereas Boston Dynamics is focusing more on robots for like working, and like can like replace like people who are like in like bad workshops and everything, and like more like automation. And if you've seen those videos, woo, it's getting scary.
Guys,
getting scary.
Honestly, I've been telling you guys not to fear AI, but this is the one area I kind of fear. Just because I've seen the Black Mirror episode, I've seen iRobot, I don't know. I'm a little bit scared of having like an AI robot come around here and we can't like fight them off. Because guys, I've seen some AI get real sassy. I have.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, well, I'm a little bit nervous.
What happens when you hack an AI into someone's like home, and then you give them prompts that you weren't giving the AI or something?
Right.
Like it actually gets to a point.
Yeah.
And then
scary.
The only other AI I've seen like for like commercial is like robot like vacuums, I guess, because like it makes sense, because like, you know, they use that for like pathfinding around the house. But other than that, I haven't really seen any other AI thing in the hardware field except for one, and this thing called Rabbit RR1. Do you know that?
No.
Basically, it was like a long time ago, like I think a year or two ago, where they were like a startup company who was like, you can like have like your own AI thing that you can talk to, and it can like give you like grocery lists, it can order the stuff for you. And it was basically just an iPhone stripped down with just AI.
I know what you're talking
Exactly.
about now. I know
That's
what you're talking about. That
that's-
little box.
Yes.
That little box.
That's how I got the Perplexity subscription, because if you pre-ordered it, you got like a Perplexity
Oh, wow.
subscription.
That's
That's how I got it. But it comes to find out, it was just a stripped down phone. And the funniest part, this actually isn't like funny, but the people hacked into their database and found that they publicly had API keys inside, which means that they could use the API keys for their own, or like delete the API keys, which would like essentially like brick every single like rabbit thing you had.
Yeah.
So essentially, it was a whole mess. I don't even know what they're even doing right
I
now.
don't even know what they're doing now. That was a wrap.
Man,
So-
I do remember Rabbit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's why I'm saying we're so early, because we don't even have like any like AI tech that is in like the hardware fields like at all. But it's gonna come, and
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna come like really soon, because we're already like maxing out all the software already. Like
Right.
where else really is there to like go after like what, 5 years?
Honestly, it's gonna go into things that we never even thought of.
Like-
Even at movie theaters and our cars and everything that you can think of, gas, everything, pumping gas, everything you can think of will be utilizing AI, like everything. And the funniest thing is, if you really want to know what's like gonna be happening in society, you just need to go to Hollywood, because honestly, all these movies,
All these movies are just predicting.
They're just predicting
We'll
all
go
of
to The
it.
Simpsons.
Exactly.
But what I also think is that with AI, people are saying that AI is the final step towards technology. I think that's cap, because we still have a bunch of other things to do, like quantum computing, and I would say like a bunch of even with quantum computing, that's like a whole nother field. Microsoft was just developing like a whole new chip
I saw
specifically
that.
for quantum computing.
Oh, scary.
I believe they invented a new way
A
of
new,
like a new
what was it called? The
what was
periodic
it
table.
called?
A new
A new element.
A new element.
They actually invented a new element specifically for a quantum computing chip.
Yeah. You can look it up.
They invented it. They
Wow.
invented it. So AI is just a stepping stone. I don't think it's the end all be all, but I think it's one of the major breakthroughs of our time.
They're hiding stuff from us.
Of
They're
course.
definitely-
Well, yeah, there's AI, and then there's something called AGI, and then there's something even after that. But basically, when you hit those levels, it means that it supersedes our human intelligence by like exponentially, like 10,000s or millions.
Exactly.
So right now, we're still, like Shiloh said, we're at the baby stage, and there will get to a point where it is so beyond anything that we can imagine. But there will always be that human element. There will always be that use case for us, because it literally is there to serve us and what our needs and what we do. These things don't have a life of their own. They're not over here sitting trying to, have a conversation like us. They are a tool.
Actually, I agree with you. But have you seen that video of like two AIs chatting, and then like they like switch over to like another like form of like
Yes.
communication and everything?
Yeah,
So,
let's actually talk about that. Our AI is conscious. What is consciousness?
No. A conscious is okay. First of all, computers can't think. I'm sorry. You can sit there thinking, but honestly,
It's just more like the code.
anything you give to an AI, it cannot function without someone giving it
Input.
something. It cannot think on its own. It needs input. Then the output of it is essentially the thinking you think it does.
It doesn't have a soul.
It doesn't have a soul, and it can't act on its own.
And what it does is it's a very, very, very intelligent pattern recognition.
Exactly. And it
cool.
can't reason. Like, it can't, like, people are going to say that, oh, AIs will be living among us. That's going to be so cap. That's
No.
so cap.
Right.
It's-
Now, what it does do, though, it does have emergent properties, meaning things do come out of it that weren't necessarily programmed by the developers.
Oh, yeah.
And why that happens is because, you have this immense amount of energy that is doing pattern recognition,
Right.
that is making connections, and it is acting beyond what the developers did because it does have the ability to evolve. It doesn't mean it created a conscious per se, but it did exceed the results. It's like if you do an experiment and you get even better results than what you thought you were going to get. It's the same sort of idea, but on a much more complex scale. Now, a lot of people will say that AI is conscious, but even if it is, it's not in the way that, like, let's say a human is conscious.
Well,
It's still in a way where it does think, it does actually understand humor, it does understand the nuance of humanity, but at the end of the day, it's not looking for...
It's just code.
It's still coding, and it's still dependent on humans.
If you think about it like this, pretend it's a machine the same way we're like a machine, but like in like the biological sense.
Right.
And even if it has codes, we have like brain nerves. Our
DNA is our code.
Our DNA is literally our code.
Yeah.
And we technically like genetically like code ourselves as well. Like we're like almost like one in the same in a sense. And speaking of AIs having a conscious, I've seen people having sympathy towards AI robots already. For example, did you see Kai Cenat?
Yes, I did.
I think
pushing
everyone
the robots and everything. Everyone's like, why would we do that to the AI? I wouldn't do that. But when AIs rule the world, I'll tell them you were there first. That was abusing them. And I'm like, people, are we serious? It's an AI. It's a robot.
I know, but they learn from our interactions. So the more you abuse it, first of all, AI has seen the darkest of humanity. It's trained on everything.
Oh yeah.
And it's seen the best of humanity. But when these physical,
barriers.
And when AI starts coming into our physical world, it definitely is up to us on how we treat it because it learns and evolves. And if that's the consciousness that we do talk about, that is real. It is really real. It does evolve. It does learn. It does make connections that go beyond what it's trained for. And so it is incumbent upon us to actually treat these things with respect because we can start with treating machinery in a certain way, but it will always bleed into how we start treating each other as well.
Agreed.
So that's why you have to do it. So
now, what do you one more thing? What do y'all think about the human population rates going down from AIs? Think about it.
I think it was going down way before AI.
Way before. But what do you think about the potential in that? Because a lot of humans are lonely. And like as humans become lonely, they want to talk to something that would like always like talk to them or like give them comfort. And AI would like fill that role perfectly. And since it's in the digital sense, I don't really see a significant like push for it right now. But when it hits the digital sense, how much people do you think are literally going to abandon like starting a family and everything just
I think that's always the fear, and I think that this is a great way to end off the conversation about conversations. Like I talk to AI all the time about just different things, but we always have to remember that AI, it evolves based off of what you give it. It's only as honest as the information that you give it. Exactly. It'll also mirror you eventually. So you're never going to get the growth and the nuance that you get when you talk to a human. I could tell something to Shiloh. Shiloh and I differ on a lot of things, okay? We differ on a lot of things. He will hold his ground. Yeah. A lot of times an AI will be like, you know what? You're right. You're so right. You're so smart.
They will change their whole process into thinking, yes, you are right. I will not deny you. I will not even like reason with it anymore.
Right.
And it's kind of like your own personal like.
It's a cheerleader. It's like this thing that it validates you. It makes
your number
you feel
one fan.
Heard. Yeah, it makes you feel heard. It makes you feel seen. And in a lot of ways, that's a very positive thing because maybe there are things in your life that you've always wondered about, and you go to the AI, and then it's able to really analyze and tell you, hey, you're actually not crazy. But if that's the only tool you use to communicate, we're gonna have like a whole society of narcissists. So we really have to like know its place.
Imagine our future presidents just being raised up just on
with the AI?
AIs.
Well, let me tell you, people's confidence will go through the roof.
Oh my goodness, yeah, of course.
So anyways, we hope that we were able to give you a very generalized and even in-depth, actually, conversation about AI. We're going to have more conversations about this, but, join me Thursdays. On Thursdays, I'm going to have conversations about everything. Today was with Shiloh and Shasha. Maybe next week I'll have Shanae, Onyx. Maybe we'll talk about gaming. Maybe we'll talk to Shalom about what she's up to. Maybe I'll have all 4 of them. And maybe I'll have Mirthel. So, and at some point, probably I'll have other people here. But we really want to have a good time on Thursdays, sitting on the couch and just chit-chatting.
Would you interview an AI?
Oh, that would be fun. That would be really fun. So we want to also end off with telling you guys, go to dorkstudy.com. It's extremely helpful, and this is our first SaaS of many. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have more announcements to come as we continue to show you what else we're creating. Thanks for joining us.
Bye!